Have you ever found yourself wanting something so intensely that it becomes a necessity, a weight you carry day after day? Love, success, peace, each of us has desires and many of them are genuine. However, when desire turns into attachment, it can become an obstacle in itself. The moment we depend on achieving something to be happy, we generate an energy of lack and urgency that usually drives away what we want most. Jacobo Grinberg, in his studies on consciousness and the field of the mind, spoke about how attachment becomes an energetic barrier that blocks the natural flow of things. When we cling to the result, we impose our own energy of scarcity instead of allowing the universe to operate in its own wisdom. In other words, when we try to control every detail, what we are really doing is sending a signal of lack to the universe. This is missing and I need it in order to be happy. The paradox of letting go to attract involves something that might sound contrary to our everyday logic. To manifest what you truly desire, you need to learn to let it go first. This does not mean giving up the desire or no longer wanting something, but rather releasing the attachment and the need to control the final outcome. It is the ability to hold a desire with an open heart, trusting that if it is truly meant for you, it will come to you at the right time, without the pressure of urgency. Imagine you are holding a rope in your hands, pulling it with all your strength, trying to attract something that seems to resist. The more you pull, the tighter and farther away what you want seems to become. The energy of attachment is very similar. By clinging to an outcome, you create a tension that makes everything more difficult. However, when you decide to let go of that rope, you realize you can relax, trust, and allow the universe to act instead of trying to force it. This act of letting go, which is truly an act of deep trust, opens up an energetic space for things to align without the interference of our expectations. We often think we need to push every step, every action, and that only by doing will we reach our goals. But letting go is not passive. It is an active openness that says to the universe, I trust that you know the best way. Jacobo Grinberg believed that there is a universal intelligence, a field that connects all minds and energies and knows how to arrange circumstances in the best way. To connect with this field of consciousness and attract what we really desire, we must release urgency and embrace the process. It is a reminder that things happen in their perfect time when we release the anxiety of wanting everything to happen now and exactly as we imagine it. It is natural that when we desire something intensely, we feel an impulse to rush to make it materialize. But within that impulse lies a message of urgency and anxiety, a vibration that instead of attracting, pushes away. Think about the times you have lost something important like your keys. In the desperation to find them, you check the same place several times without seeing that they might be right in front of you. Anxiety and neediness blind us, creating a barrier that prevents us from seeing clearly. The same principle applies when we cling to our desires. Need and urgency create noise that disconnects us from the natural flow. It is as if we are trying to tune into a frequency, but attachment and the fear of not getting what we want create interference that blocks the signal. Letting go in this context is to release that energy of tension and anxiety. It is allowing ourselves to rest in the certainty that everything that is for us will come, without having to fight or struggle for it. Letting go involves a transition from anxiety to detachment. It is not about ceasing to want or act, but about living the process from a state of peace, trusting that what is truly ours will find its way to us. This peace is the ideal point of attraction, because it sends the universe the signal that you are complete here and now, without needing anything external to feel in harmony. Detachment is the ability to hold a desire without it becoming a condition for your happiness. It is a state in which you want something but you do not depend on it to feel whole. Grinberg proposed that when we achieve this state, the energy changes. Instead of projecting lack, we project wholeness, and it is in this wholeness that the universe responds naturally. It is important to understand that detachment does not mean losing interest or giving up. On the contrary, detachment is an expression of faith in the universe and in its ability to bring you what is truly yours. We do not need to manipulate or control the details. By detaching, we are telling the universe that we are open to receive, not from urgency or lack, but from the certainty that we are fine in the present moment. Practicing detachment may seem difficult, especially when it comes to something you really want. But you can start by asking yourself, am I wanting this from a place of peace or from a place of lack? If it is from peace, the desire flows. If it is from lack, the desire becomes a burden. In the act of letting go is the freedom to receive what you really need at the right moment and in the right way. One of the most effective steps to let go of attachment is to practice full presence. When we live in the here and now, we stop projecting our happiness into an uncertain future and learn to find fulfillment in the present. Full presence is the ability to be here, at peace with what is, without demanding a promise of happiness from the future. Being present allows us to release the need for something specific to happen to feel good and gives us a perspective where we can observe our desire without clinging, where our peace does not depend on whether we achieve it or not. This attitude generates a vibration of gratitude, and gratitude is one of the most attractive energies we can project. Grinberg spoke of how our energy aligns with the universe when we live in gratitude and presence. Instead of projecting lack or anxiety, we are projecting a frequency of abundance, and it is in this abundance that things begin to flow. Practicing full presence helps us release the weight of expectation and to live in the here and now, sending the universe the signal that we are at peace no matter the outcome. If these words resonate with you, if you feel ready to practice the art of letting go and trusting, take it as a commitment to inner peace, as an act of releasing control and opening yourself to what the universe has prepared for you. When you want something from a place of peace, you desire without need. This state of detachment allows the universe to deliver it without obstacles. The true key to manifesting is not in how intensely you want something, but in the energy from which you want it. When you long from a vibration of lack, the message you send is one of scarcity, but when you long from peace, you are sending a signal of fullness. Grinberg saw detachment as an expression of faith in the universe and its infinite possibilities. For him, detachment was the act of trusting that there is a natural order, a higher intelligence that knows what is best for us, and that often our mental limitations cannot see. By letting go of control, we allow the universe to act with all its creativity and wisdom. Practicing detachment does not mean ceasing to want, but freeing ourselves from emotional dependence on the result. Instead of needing something to happen in a certain way, we allow the universe to act in its own time and form. This detachment generates an energy of acceptance and openness, the ideal vibration for the universe to respond smoothly. In that state of peace, we stop forcing and start attracting. To let go and manifest, it is essential to develop deep trust in the process. When we trust in the flow of the universe, we stop projecting fear or doubt and instead send energy of certainty and peace. Trust in the universe is not just an abstract belief. It is a way of living in which we know we are being guided even when we do not understand the details. By trusting the universe, we accept that everything that happens, even what seems challenging or contradictory, has a purpose. This act of faith allows us to relax, knowing that the universe is working in our favor, sometimes in ways we cannot see immediately. It is a reminder that in its infinite wisdom, the universe knows the best path for us, even if our mind cannot always understand it. This trust allows us to let go of the need to have everything under control. If you trust, you can rest in the certainty that the universe knows what is best for you. This state of trust and detachment is like opening a door to possibilities. We do not need to control the outcome. We just need to align ourselves with the energy of trust and allow blessings to flow at their perfect time. Detachment and trust are nourished by a simple but powerful practice: living in the present moment. When we are present, we stop anticipating what should happen and start living the here and now. The anxious mind tends to project into the future, believing that our happiness depends on achieving something, but true peace arises when we allow ourselves to live fully in the present. Grinberg maintained that the present is the only moment in which we truly have power. Instead of worrying about an uncertain future, the practice of full presence allows us to release the burden of expectation and find peace in what we have now. This attitude generates a vibration of gratitude, an energy that is highly attractive. Instead of feeling that something is missing, we learn to see abundance in what we already have, and in that state of satisfaction, what we need comes more easily. When we live in the present, we release the weight of desire and anxiety, and by doing so, we emit a frequency of peace and fullness. That peace does not need anything external to be real. Instead of projecting lack, we project abundance, and when we vibrate in abundance, the universe responds to our desires naturally and effortlessly. Emotional detachment is a way of letting go that does not mean giving up what we want, but ceasing to depend on it for our happiness. In love, in our dreams, in our relationships, emotional detachment is essential for energy to flow naturally. Many times we believe that loving means holding on, that wanting means controlling. However, when we love without possessing and desire without attaching, we create a space where the universe can act freely. Grinberg saw emotional detachment as a tool for balance. It allows us to fully enjoy love and connections without them becoming a dependency. When we practice emotional detachment, we are telling the universe that we are fine, that our peace does not depend on the external, and in that peace, what is truly ours finds its way to us. Emotional detachment is like a whisper of trust. If it is for me, it will arrive at the right time. When you love without possessing and desire without clinging, your energy becomes magnetic and what you need flows toward you harmoniously. It is a reminder that true happiness comes from within, and that when we are at peace with ourselves, everything that is meant for us comes effortlessly. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools for letting go and attracting. When we are thankful for what we already have, we are telling the universe that we are at peace and value the present. This vibration of gratitude opens the door to abundance because it sends a clear signal: I am complete and open to receiving more of what I already have. Grinberg spoke about how gratitude changes our vibration. Instead of focusing on what is missing, we focus our energy on what is already there, on what we are and what we have. This perspective not only gives us peace but places us in a position of openness and receptivity. Gratitude connects us with the abundance of life, and in that state the universe finds a way to give us even more reasons to be thankful. Practicing gratitude helps you let go of the need for control and find satisfaction in the present moment. By being grateful for every little detail, you are cultivating an abundance mindset that attracts more of what you desire. Be thankful for each step of the process, each lesson, and each opportunity, and you will see how that energy of gratitude transforms into a magnetic force that attracts what is truly yours. Visualization is a powerful tool, but only when practiced from a state of detachment. When you visualize something you desire, imagining it is just the first step. The key is to visualize without clinging. Imagine that what you want is already in your life, feel the peace of having it, and then let it go. Allow visualization to be an experience of enjoyment and peace without turning it into a need. Visualization from detachment is like planting a seed and allowing it to grow on its own. Grinberg suggested that this way of visualizing connects us with the field of infinite possibilities because we are not imposing rigid expectations on how what we want should manifest. When we visualize with peace and without anxiety, we send the universe a signal of openness and acceptance, and in that open and flexible energy, what we want can find its way to us. Visualize what you desire as if it were already a reality, feel the joy of having it, and then let the universe decide how and when it will come. This kind of visualization is an act of trust and detachment that attracts what you want without the interference of anxiety. Trust that by letting go of the how and when, the universe will find the best way to bring it into your life. If up to this point you feel that this message has helped you see detachment and attitude in a new way, take it as a commitment to inner peace, as a step in releasing control and opening yourself to what the universe has prepared for you. To attract what you want, it is essential to recognize that you are worthy of receiving it. A mindset of worthiness is a powerful energy that tells the universe you are ready to receive without fear or doubt. Many times we deeply desire something, but deep down we feel insecure or believe we do not truly deserve it. These doubts create a contradictory vibration that can block the manifestation process. Grinberg said that every thought and belief emits a frequency, and this frequency determines the reality we experience. If you want something but deep down believe you do not deserve it, you send out a signal that is not aligned with your desire. To change this, start cultivating an awareness of your own value. Recognizing your worth is not an act of arrogance, but of acceptance. Accepting that you are as valuable as anyone else and that the universe is ready to give you the best. One way to practice this mindset of worthiness is through affirmations and conscious thoughts that reaffirm your value. Repeat phrases like, I am worthy of receiving all that is good, or, I deserve to live in peace and abundance. This inner shift creates an energy of acceptance and openness, where you begin to align with the vibration of what you truly desire. When you feel worthy, the universe reflects that back to you by bringing you experiences and opportunities in tune with that energy. Letting go does not mean remaining still, it means acting from a place of peace and alignment, what is known as inspired action. Inspired action is not driven by fear or desperation, but by a clear intuition that it is the right step. Often, when we practice detachment and trust, we feel an impulse or a sudden idea that guides us toward what we desire. This is inspired action in its purest form. Grinberg saw inspired action as a way to connect with the universal network of consciousness. When you are in tune with the universe, every step you take is supported by inner certainty, a peace that tells you are on the right path. This type of action does not create exhaustion or resistance. On the contrary, it feels natural, as if everything is aligned for it to happen smoothly. To live from inspired action, it is essential to listen to your intuition and act only when you feel that clarity. You do not need to force or push the process, because by acting from peace, you are in the flow of the universe, allowing each step to reveal itself at the right moment. Inspired action is like a dance with the universe. It is not about doing more, but about doing what is truly aligned with your being. In this state, your desires find a natural way to manifestation. Patience is an essential component in the art of letting go and attracting. The universe has its own rhythm, its own timing, and when we trust in divine timing, we accept that everything arrives at the perfect moment. Sometimes what we want takes longer than we expected, and this can cause anxiety or frustration. However, divine timing is a test of faith, an invitation to release hurry and trust that every experience has its purpose. Grinberg explained that the universe is like a web where every event and every person are interconnected in a pattern of perfect synchronization. By trusting in divine timing, we accept that there are forces and factors at play that go far beyond our immediate understanding. Instead of holding on to a deadline, we let go of the need to control when and how, and instead we embrace the process. Patience becomes an expression of faith that the universe knows the exact moment when our intentions should manifest. To practice patience, remember moments in your life when something happened just when it was supposed to, not before, not after. These kinds of experiences teach us that the universe has a way of organizing circumstances perfectly. When we accept this, we release anxiety and create a vibration of peace and openness. By trusting divine timing, we allow life to surprise us with experiences we might never have imagined but which are exactly what we need. The act of letting go also involves learning to accept uncertainty. We often want to control every aspect of our lives because uncertainty makes us feel vulnerable. However, in accepting the unknown lies one of the deepest lessons of detachment. Uncertainty is really an open door to all possibilities, and when we embrace it, we stop resisting the natural flow of life. Accepting uncertainty means living in a state of openness, trusting that even if we cannot see the entire path, the next step will reveal itself at the right moment. This acceptance helps us let go of attachment to specific outcomes and allows us to live with inner peace that does not depend on knowing all the details. It is a reminder that the universe has a plan, and our only task is to be present, open, and receptive. Grinberg saw in uncertainty an opportunity for growth and openness. By accepting that we do not need all the answers right now, we cultivate trust in the process and openness to the unexpected. Uncertainty becomes an ally because it reminds us that life is full of infinite possibilities, and what is truly ours will find its way to us, regardless of how or when. The state of inner peace is the culmination of the process of letting go and attracting. When we cultivate an inner peace that does not depend on the external, we are emitting the highest vibration of all. Inner peace is a sign that we have let go of attachment and fully trust the universe. In this state, we stop worrying about the future and begin to live each day with gratitude and acceptance. Inner peace is the vibration of true abundance. When we live in peace, we are in harmony with the universe, and it is in this harmony that manifestation happens effortlessly. Inner peace reminds us that we already have everything we need and that the universe is always responding to our energy. Living in peace does not mean giving up your dreams. It means trusting that what is for you will arrive at the right time. To cultivate inner peace, you can practice daily meditation and the acceptance of every experience as an opportunity for growth. As you strengthen this peace, you notice that things start to flow toward you more easily because the universe responds to the calm and trust you project. Inner peace becomes your anchor, your center, and from there, everything else comes as a natural response to your state of harmony. The real magic of letting go to attract lies in living in a state of receptivity. This means that even though you have let go of the need to control, you remain completely open to receive. Receptivity is an attitude of openness and gratitude, a willingness to accept what life has to offer, even if it does not look the way you had imagined. Grinberg believed that when we are in this state of receptivity, the universe has the freedom to manifest in us what is truly ours. It is not about settling for less, but trusting that the universe knows exactly what we need at every moment. Living in receptivity is living in tune with the universal flow, accepting each experience as part of a greater plan. The practice of receptivity also involves having a mindset of anticipatory gratitude. Be thankful not only for what you already have, but also for what is on its way. This kind of gratitude projects a vibration of abundance that attracts even more blessings. In receptivity, you stop forcing and begin to flow, allowing life to surprise you in ways you could never have imagined. Stay awake.